Hi guys, today we're back for a new video. Quick session in 200 NL. Simple session. We're going to crush this pool, and every time I have to this off, I will play the event. So let's go. King 6 here on ace 3 4. This board is not that good for us. Cut off against big blind, but I expect these hands to often bet. However, here I think it's really interesting to have more flush draws in the checking line, because in this pool, most often people will not see you on too many flushes when the clubs comes. And if you bet the flop and you eat the flush on the turn, I don't even expect people to call you enough turn in the river. So I think checking is better. And now when he do this sizing, I can just raise big. I don't expect enough 6-7 or even strong 2 pairs to bet this sizing. This will mainly be 1 pair, and it's a sizing you can exploit directly by raising a lot here. 8-7 off here, I will call. He bets more than half pot. This is not a good sizing because the board is not good for him. There are too much cards where he's not gonna do anything, even if he has ace, king, or aces. For example, now he did this sizing. The 5 is really a bad card for him because it connects a lot with all my 7-5, 6-5, 5-4 region. Now I even have 8-9 who makes a straight. Now that he checks, I think we have a check. We could bet small here, and I think in theory this is one of the main line we will take, but against his range I don't think that's the good option here. And now that he blocks, I think we have a good raise. No need to raise too big here. I will just raise 11. That's really doesn't need to be good that often, and I think he will have too much random king x or even a6 that might fold the river bets because I don't have that much bluff in my perceived range. Ace king here will squeeze. And on the king's board, now I think we just have a check. Betting is useless. We really need him to jam like queen jack off, for example, or you can just let him eat a king basically, but all the hands we're going to value when we jam might jam themselves actually. So I prefer to check to let him jam random hand. And here he had ace 10 suited, and we are going to win it once. And one. King off here against an open, I will call. On this flop facing check, I really advise you to over c-bet here. This hand should be mixed, but I really don't expect enough check raise with hands like queen jack, jack 10, 9-10 that he has to take with high frequency. So now I will just barrel again because I expect too much like ace queen, ace king, ace jack to just call and fall after, and also expect enough like king queen, queen jack to call on the flop and fall on this turn. So I expect here the free barrel to be heavily profitable because he will not have enough nuts to defend only like 2 pair plus. I don't expect enough call from my side, and also the one weaker 1 pair hand. King jack off here if you bet small blind against button, and on this flop here you can just 1 for range. That's not optimal, but it's really close to the optimal strategy, and I don't even expect enough call here from him, so I think the strategy is completely fine. You call. I think this hand is just going to be a check here. We don't really want to bet this one that much on this turn. King jack, now that he bet half pot, I will just fold this turn. As king off here, I will open. Facing a free bet, I will 4-bet. I think we can 4-bet jam directly here, or even like raising small is also okay because he will call and fold a lot of hands here, because when he raises sizing, now if he is a bit scared with ace king, he's going to call, and given the SPR, I can just jam a lot of flops, so it's okay. And now I think we just need to call, and we fade ace 3 suited. And also I didn't mention this, but sometimes you're also going to let him spaz. That's also one of the benefits of the small sizing, even if he has a low SPR. That's really not going to happen often, but that's a plus to this sizing, I would say. And we won. Yes. Pocket queens here, we're going to 3-bet, and facing a 3-bet, we're going to call 4-bet this hand. Sizing wise, we don't need to do that big. I think this sizing is great. And facing a 5-bet here, we'll always fold because the 5-bet region internal will be way too strong and too composed, overrated towards kings and aces, and queens play really poorly against his range, so against the 5-bet just to fold. Now when he tank this way, I think it's really more like aces or like close end, like ace jack suited, for example. king queen suited. And I think in this range, I don't really have a lot of incentives to bet. Like we can say in 4-bet spots, we want to range bet, but if he doesn't 5-bet here and he doesn't have a 5-betting range, then his range is way stronger than mine because he also have the aces king, so I need to be careful. And I can also have some bluffs that he will not necessarily call against the 4-bet. Ace king here will call, and now queens again this sizing. I think we should always call. And now on the deuce, depending on the sizing, I think we can find some folds. I also expect bigger sizing with kings and aces, so I will have really big trouble to fall on the river if he doesn't bet that big. And now facing check, I think I'm just going to bet small here. And the goal is to be called by hands like jacks or tens, which I think is reasonably going to happen often. And queens now, I will snap call here and be extremely happy. I will explain why. This is pretty advanced concept, but I will tell you all my thoughts on this and after. So why did I snap call queens in a spot that is really big, deep? And why did I call the raise directly here? So there is 2 or 3 concepts here that are really important. I will advise you to click on pause and try to solve this problem here, why we have a snap call and what are the elements that bring us to snap call here. This is tough to find, but I will let you 5 seconds to find. Okay, so I don't expect aces to play in the small checking line, which means that in this line he can have 100% bluffs, and also the bluff are not that easy to find, but he can have like 100% bluffs. And if it's the case, then my EV is all the pot. I win all the pot, and I don't need to be good super often compared to when he has bluffs and value in. Because when he has bluff and value ends, there is a percentage of the time where we lose, which in this end will not happen. So that's the first element. So in conclusion, he can have 100% bluffs, and when it's the case, I don't need to be good that often compared when he has bluffs and value end. And the second thing here is if you saw like his timing quickly, I will show you back this one. He jammed last second, and I can tell you with 100% certainty, when people have aces, they will never wait the last second to jam, because they will be way too afraid to fold. So if the guy, if there is like 1 or 2 seconds on his time bank, I mean, if there is like 2 or 3 seconds left and he jams, he might have arguments. But when he jams with less than 1 and close to 0, people will never take the risk with a value in to just sit out and fold. So right now with this timing, I know 100% he always have bluffs and I snap call. So be careful, because some players just have a disconnection, some players just do something else. But in general here, that will be the case. And this with the analysis, the technical analysis of what he has, make this end like a snap call. I would snap call any pair here in this spot for sure. And I even think we can call ace king, even if like ace king might be a bit difficult to call honestly in this spot. And I will not really bet one for this. So let's go. Usually I really advise you to take your time all the time. It's really rare. I never snap call usually because I always think about my action. But here the call was really like making a ton of sense, and there is no way I would have changed my decision. But that was not a good thing to show. Like, you should always think about your decision. King 5 suited here, I will 3-bet. I can 3-bet more this position because usually the pool is not 3-betting enough, so people will be scared in general affecting 3-bets. So I don't expect enough 4-bets. But as I said, be careful with your 3-bet frequency, because on GG, if they can see your 3-bet frequency and the 3-bet frequency you have is too high, it's super easy to exploit actually. So just be careful on that. Now on this flop, I think we are just going to bet small. This is not really a good flop for you, so I expect a lot of checks to be okay. I don't expect that much to raise here, so I think it's still okay to c-bet. And on the 9, this is one of the worst cards of the deck for me. He will not have that many 8-ticks because like some players can fold all the time 8s and 8-7. But here, like, let's say like my hand is just bad and or not, it's not good, so we just fold. And fortunately we have 7 to solve, but everybody fold. Not too lucky today. Now with King 5, I think I should fold now. I can't do anything on this board, and there's nothing to do. Ace-3 suited here on the Queen Jack Deuce. I decided to bet big with Ace-3. It's all the type of hands you want in the big bet region here, because this type of range will not play that good in the checking line, and your hand has some outs to improve on, so it's actually an okay bet. It's a good bet also for the reason because you have hands that will have good bluffing property on a lot of runouts, because if you only bluff king 10, king 9, you will have too much bluffs, but having the low ace-6 suited allow you to find the bluffs on some runouts here, like a 10, for example. King queen suited here against this aggressive opponent, I will call against the 4-bet here. The sizing is a bit big, so I think we should be a bit careful, because in general, like, people in bluff just do like normal sizing, but that's not true all the time, so I think the call is still okay. And here, facing 1/3, I'm going to call. I'm aware that some players will check back ace king or bets lower, so you need to be careful. But here, like this is just a call. And now when he checks, I think we have the best hand often. And I will have to sizing here. I will use the 10% pot, which I think is not super optimal with this hand. But I expect here to generate enough calls from like ace king or even jacks region. And what's also great with this hand is you block queens, you block queen 10 suited, and when he raises now, you can also free bet jam, and that's going to be extremely difficult for him to pull it off, because I expect his best combo in this situation to only be ace queen, because most of the 10x will just bet the turn. So you can bet small this sizing, be called by a lot of worse hand, and when he has better ends on you, you can just make them fall when they raise. So that's a pretty cool move you can do. And now when he raised, that's exactly what I will do. And if he checks a 10 or a queens, just GG to him. But I really don't expect him to see me enough on like my end specifically. And it's super easy for me to just trap with like 10s or queens. One thing you have to ask yourself is, are people can they fold aces when we play this way? I'm not 100% sure, but we're going to try together. So let's jump this in. Oh, doesn't seem good. Oh well, okay. That's not good enough because I only I bluff his queen this way, and he also bluff for queen x. So ace queen blocked my bluff actually, and he really needs to find enough like 10% bluff that we raise. And I really don't think it's going to happen, either against the pool and either against me. So I don't really like the play. I think he should fold this river, because as I said, it's way too easy for me to take 10x in this line, because I have no incentive to play nuts another way actually. So actually, I think against me the call is okay, because I will like completely overbluff this spot. But against the pool, I really expect this to not be good. But GG to him, actually, he got me on this one. King 8 now on 8-7-3. I think as said, you can just bet 1/3 or check. You can even bet bigger sizing here, like expect pot to be okay. As a default here, I will play range check, but I try to use the strategy, and I think buff 1/3 and range check works well here. Given his timing, I don't expect him to have a lot of 7s. Like I think 7x will call way more faster, but again, just be careful on timings, because sometimes players just play 4 tables. So I will just check here with king 8, and now with king queen, I actually heavily block the calling region he can call with me with, but he will not bluff that much anyway. So I think this hand is just good in the betting line, and I will just bet 1/2 pot here. I think it's okay. And bluff, you can have all the jack 10, queen jack region, etc. But I don't expect that many calls here. So it's really tough to find the best line, because I expect the pool to overfold on all lines. So we need to find the best move. And that's not easy. But I guess with this sizing now, when he raises, I can just jam again. That will be funny. Honestly, I don't know if it's like a good spot to do it, but I would have done it just for fun. Okay, he called me with pocket fours. I think his call is fine. Because like 4 clubs, 4 first will not block that many bluffs, because main combo of like 4th of hearts, 4th diamonds will just bluff the turn. So I think this call is fine. Jack 10 suited here, well, free bet 10 for free here. I will just range bet again, just strategy I will use that works extremely well on all stakes. So in position when I free bet, I will never check the flop here. even on bad boards, because I don't expect enough check call and check raise. Here with king queen, I would just fold against the big bets, and now on the 8 of clubs, I actually expect jack 10s to be a good bet, because he will not have that many 10x now. He will have like ace 10, king 10, but like king 10, queen 10 can fall bet, can fold preflop, and he will have a lot of pocket pairs. So actually, I think jack 10 is a fine barrel, and even if it's a bit thin, I think it's okay. I'm going to stop the video now, so hope you enjoyed the video. See you soon, and check the description, check the comments, and see you next time. And don't forget to subscribe. Bye, guys.